When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. I have great respect for the past. If you don't know where you've come from, you don't know where you're going. I have respect for the past, but I'm a person of the moment. I'm here, and I do my best to be completely centered at the place I'm at, then I go forward to the next place. You are the sum total of everything you've ever seen, heard, eaten, smelled, been told, forgot, it's all there. Everything influences each of us, and because of that I try to make sure that my experiences are positive. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. The truth is, no one of us can be free until everybody is free. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. Music was my refuge. I could crawl into the space between the notes and curl my back to loneliness. Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope. Prejudice is a burden that confuses the past, threatens the future, and renders the present inaccessible. A wise woman wishes to be no one's enemy. A wise woman refuses to be anyone's victim. Courage is the most important of all the virtues, because without courage you can't practice any other virtue consistently. You can practice any virtue erratically, but nothing consistently without courage. The ache for home lives in all of us, the safe place where we can go as we are and not be questioned. I learned a long time ago the wisest thing I can do is be on my own side, be an advocate for myself and others like me. I think we all have empathy. We may not have enough courage to display it. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. If you find it in your heart to care for somebody else, you will have succeeded. Bitterness is like cancer. It eats upon the host. But anger is like fire. It burns it all clean. One isn't necessarily born with courage, but one is born with potential. Without courage, we cannot practice any other virtue with consistency. We can't be kind, true, merciful, generous, or honest. Whatever you want to do, if you want to be great at it, you have to love it and be able to make sacrifices for it. There's a world of difference between truth and facts. Facts can obscure the truth. Love is like a virus. It can happen to anybody at any time. How important it is for us to recognize and celebrate our heroes and sheroes. If we lose love and self-respect for each other, this is how we finally die. If you have only one smile and you give it to the people you love, it is impossible to struggle for civil rights, equal rights for blacks, without including whites. Because equal rights, fair play, justice, are all like the air, we all have it, or none of us has it. That is the truth of it. My great hope is to laugh as much as I cry, to get my work done and try to love somebody and have the courage to accept the love in return. We are braver and wiser because they existed, those strong women and strong men. We are who we are because they were who they were. It's wise to know where you come from, who called your name. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lines. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. The more you know of your history, the more liberated you are. All great artists draw from the same resource, the human heart, which tells us that we are all more alike than we are unalike. I respect myself and insist upon it from everybody. And because I do it, I then respect everybody, too. I know that when I pray, something wonderful happens. Not just to the person or persons for whom I'm praying, but also something wonderful happens to me. I'm grateful that I'm heard. Any book that helps a child to form a habit of reading, to make reading one of his deep and continuing needs, is good for him. Courage, you develop courage by doing small things like just as if you wouldn't want to pick up a 100-pound weight without preparing yourself. This quotes are by Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou was an American memoirist, popular poet, and civil rights activist. She published 7 autobiographies, 3 books of essays, several books of poetry, and is credited with a list of plays, movies, and television shows spanning over 50 years. She received dozens of awards and more than 50 honorary degrees. Angelou is best known for her series of 7 autobiographies, which focus on her childhood and early adult experiences. Marguerite Annie Johnson was born at April 4, 1928, St. Louis, Missouri, U.S. And she died at May 28, 2014, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, U.S. at the age of 86.